2013, please welcome Emily Cole.
Hi. I am most likely not the person you expected to speak nostalgically about the past 4 years and leaving our hometown behind. I have made all the jokes about living in suburban America, fantasizing about my entrance into the so-called real world. The fact that I have grown up here is something I used to regret. I thought that all the pain I experienced throughout my adolescence was minimal in comparison to the vast expanse of human suffering I only heard of, somberly relayed on the evening news. I have been intensely critical about my life here and anxiously anticipated the day I will make my great escape. It is so easy to romanticize leaving until the time comes. And while I think many of us are eager to leave our childhoods behind, there is also a loss. There is a profound passage we must make from dependence to independence. And while we celebrate the liberation that is sure to come, we must also let go of where we came from. We have to realize that there is much to miss by going away. There is something truly poetic about ripping the band-aid of adolescence away to reveal a newfound independence, autonomy, adulthood. But as much as I know I have fantasized and imagined the day I will leave this place, I have also learned to love it. Growing up here has taught me how to become a person. As John Green would say, the town was paper, but the memories were not. Leaving is inevitably necessary, but there is also the fear. Wherever we end up going, we will be forced to shed the skins of our former selves. We are each a blank canvas, waiting for life to imprint itself onto our skin. There are now infinite possibilities at our fingertips, and I want us to explore them. Travel to a foreign place, make art or maybe music, sit with a composition book and let our minds pour out into writing on a page, meditate, delve through a forest, climb to a summit, invent something magnificent that will change lives, solve the insolvable. Do what we love and let go of the rest. We must tear ourselves up by the roots and indulge in wanderlust. There is not one path, but infinite paths, a sea of possibilities swimming before us. The path we have been told is best, the path that leads to life in the suburbs with 2.4 children and a 3-car garage, is not necessarily the best path for each of us. There is not just one American dream, but many. There's so many roads that will lead to happiness and inner peace. You do not need to yield to the machinery of convention. You are not another brick in the wall. The limitations our lives have been bound by to this point will fall away. We don't have to be anything for anyone. In the end, all we have is ourselves. The leaving is melancholic and bittersweet. I will miss the memories, the places, the people, the love I have found here, and the lives that have become entwined so tightly with my own. Only recently have I become so nostalgic about this day, this once highly anticipated day that I have both dreamed of and now dreaded. Finally, I am leaving. We are going away at last, and I don't know when I will remember to look back. I don't know quite who I am, as I'm sure many of you understand. Never in my life have I felt so fragile, so raw, so broken, and maybe I will never be ready. After all, I have left pieces of myself scattered within everyone I have touched here, pieces which I will miss when I leave them behind. But I do not underestimate the intangible connections that link us all together, the power that allows us to feel each other's presence even when we are alone. And we will find ourselves in the faces of people we have never met, in the words we have not yet written, the life ahead that yearns for our presence. And I don't know where each of you will wind up, but I hope that it is beautiful. I wish all of you peace of body and mind. I understand the difficulty of deciding the course your life will take in a few brief years. For the record, life can evolve from uncertain to positive in the blink of an eye. I have witnessed this through my father. He was also unsure of his future. He once walked through the halls of this school, as did we, and he attended UConn as will many of us. He was the sort of boy with no concept of the path his life would take, no certainty as to what he would do with the years ahead. He changed majors in college many, many times. He was lost. And then he joined the Peace Corps, traveled to Thailand, and became a Buddhist monk during his stay. And upon his return, he found a job serving refugees coming into the country. This is what he has done ever since. He has taught me that uncertainty can lead to success. No matter how indecisive you are about what life beyond your schooling will yield for you, know that we can and will thrive. We will rise above all doubts and uncertainties to become successful. It can be incredibly overwhelming to pursue a career, to focus solely on academics. While I truly believe we should all make the most of opportunity and experience, there is always time to stop the carousel and rest. Hours upon hours of endless studying will indeed yield good results, but also take the time to breathe. Allow a moment to every day be mindless. Enjoy, revel, become wildly inspired. This is our time. This is the future we imagined and anticipated, and it is now. I hope that you all will learn to trust yourselves, to live with yourselves, and to ultimately love yourselves. This is my goodbye to you. This is our goodbye. I have loved and known many of you. Others I have merely admired from the sidelines. Many of you have inspired me without knowing it, and I would like to thank you. To those of you I have not known, there is always the possibility our paths will once again entangle themselves together. I do not know if I believe in fate, but I know that I believe in the power of human connection to surpass both logic and reason. We have found friendships here that will last a lifetime. Laughed until we cried at Modern Family with our parents, eaten countless meals of Chinese takeout around the dinner table. We have made innumerable connections that will withstand both time and distance. We have argued and cried and hurt and lost. No longer will I leave and never come back because there is so much to lose, so much of who I am as a person that still belongs here. Someday, perhaps we will meet again in another 18 years and remember the times we have had here and how much we have grown. I leave you with one last passage of John Green's literary genius. When adults say teenagers think they are invincible, they don't know how right they are. We need never be hopeless because we can never be irreparably broken. We think that we are invincible because we are. We cannot be born and we cannot die. Like all energy, we can only change shapes and sizes and manifestations. They forget that when they get old. We get scared of losing and failing. But that part of us greater than the sum of our parts cannot begin, and it cannot end, and it cannot die. Thank you, all of you. To my bold, brilliant friends, my fiercely loving family, and the many teachers who have inspired me, taught me, and made me feel cared for. To anyone who lays claim to who I am today. To this town and this community, all of you sitting before me, for making me a part of something greater than myself. Thank you.